It has been over a month since
Lord
I
have
last
mercy.
uploaded, and to be fair, it felt a little more longer than that. But now I'm finally back, and I thought of something that I do every time I come back from a long break or something, like when I'm dealing with exams or busy with something like that. We will cover up like some interesting things that I've missed out. Like from what I know, I've missed out on a lot of things. I literally had to make a list for it so I can remember. And if I sound different, I finally got a new microphone. It probably sounds worse or it probably sounds better. I don't know what it is to you. I mean, it might sound better, but for me, it's more efficient, though it might not sound as good compared to the other one. But it's gonna reduce a lot of the times where my voice always started to just die down for no reason at all, and you couldn't understand me at all. That's the worst thing that used to happen with my own old microphone. But anyways, we're way past that now. So let's just go ahead and cover up everything we missed out on while I was gone. Now at first, the FNAF 2 trailer, I had to stay up at around maybe 5 to 6 a.m. for that trailer to release. Or you can't consider it a trailer, you can just consider it a teaser. And to be fair, everything went quite fast, and I don't know what Jason was thinking with leaking that, well, not leaking, but putting in that Toy Chica feet angle. Either he knew what he was doing, or he just didn't know anything at all. I don't know, I don't think a lot of people noticed it, not even I noticed it at first, but when I took a closer look, there is a specific scene where there's a guy standing in the hallway. That's actually William, and my god, do they have him aura farming there? And it seems like from what people have said, FNAF Movie 2 is gonna be like a whole home invasion thing. So someone said it's gonna be like a little reference to the Joy of Creation. If you don't know that game, it's like one of, or maybe FNAF's best fan game ever, and is getting a remake as well, which I'll hopefully be able to play. I mean, my computer was able to run demos, but I don't know how it's gonna affect the full game. But the thing is, we haven't really gotten a release date on that. But yeah, that's not important as of right now. Now the next one I want to talk about is a Minecraft movie review, which I actually did in one of my posts, but I just thought that it would be better to say it out loud. And to be fair, I feel like the movie was a little too overrated, to be honest. Like, don't get me wrong, there were some parts where Jason Momoa and Jack Black carried, or it was mostly Jason Momoa in my opinion. He mostly carried the movie instead. And unfortunately, I had to watch a pirated version, so everything looked very weird and uncanny. I thought at first that that WB actually released an incomplete version of the Minecraft movie in the theaters. I was like, what was the plan on that? Why would they even think of doing that? Thank God that wasn't the case. Otherwise, this movie would have flopped entirely. And yes, I know about the whole chicken jockey explosion theater thing going on, and it's terrible. Now, the next one I want to talk about is that, like, around, I guess, April or beginning May, there was a new there was a new Superman Legacy clip that had been released. I don't know when, I forgot when. It brought a little confusion between a lot of fans, and apparently it took a lot of people to sum it up. So basically, from what you can see, Superman is healing from the sun, but at the same time, he's screaming while doing it. Now, if you don't know, I mean, this is quite obvious. If you've been in an injury and you're trying to heal, especially automatically, like quickly, just like that, of course it's gonna hurt. But yeah, I guess James Gunn is going with a little bit of realism for this movie, and I don't mind that. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, it's not affecting the character in any way, and the trailer looks really good, which I'm gonna get to in quite a while. Now the next one, I did not see this one coming, especially from who exposed this specific person. You ever heard of that little song, the Bendy song? That one. What was his name? Well, Your Machine. Yeah, that guy. He got exposed lately, and ever since after that, there has been, like, ever since the allegations came out, at least there seems to be zero activity coming out from DA Games, and everyone in the comments has just been like wondering, like, where is he? Is he gonna say something? Like, everyone's disappointed in him and all. And I'll be honest, his songs were pretty good in some parts, so I honestly understand why everyone got so hurt by the fact that this is the type of man he turned out to be. I mean, honestly, I was too, because there was this new song he released last year, and I honestly loved it. And it's a shame that now I just can't listen to it, or maybe I could just pull out the separate artist from the art, whatever you call that thing. Okay, now the next one is yet again another movie, and it's a Fantastic Four trailer, which is releasing around probably the same time the Superman Legacy movie is. And from the looks of things, yeah, the Fantastic Four are not winning at all. They are not. What are they gonna do against Galactus? I mean, Galactus was a whole like what was he? What was he villain of? I forgot what he was a villain of. But he was basically the main villain of someone. But yeah, the Fantastic Four seems it seems like they're not gonna be able to do anything against that. But I am obviously gonna watch it in theaters or pirated, depending upon what type of time it is and if I can even make a plan to go ahead and watch it or not. And I already know for a fact that around the ending they're just gonna show the whole Earth getting destroyed or eaten alive, and the Fantastic Four escape to go to another universe. And that's obviously I'm gonna guess that is gonna be the starting of Avengers Doomsday, which also got delayed by the way to December. But from yeah, my theory is that Avengers Doomsday is gonna start with Fantastic Four landing on the ground, and I don't want to spoil something else because it will probably spoil a specific. I'm not gonna say cut that out. And then maybe in the Fantastic Four trailer they're gonna no not trailer in the post credit scene they're maybe going to show Doctor Doom or him forming up to become Doctor Doom, because we all know it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. playing him again. So either this Doom is going to be a multiversal variant or it's going to be a resurrection, which I doubt it's going to be a resurrection, but I also have a feeling it might be. The next one, finally, I have been waiting months for this, but I mean, what can you expect? The game released around like what, October? Yeah, released around October. And we finally got our first few looks at Amanda the Adventure 3. Unfortunately, it's the last game though, so that's a little bit of a problem considering the lore is so interesting. I kind of wish it went on and on. And yeah, I did, although I did have a little pain while completing the second and the first game, considering I had to start over just to get the canon ending. I still prefer that we just got more games, because I would have like expanded the lore a lot more. And the thing is, obviously in one of the tapes for Amanda the Adventure 2, they do say that the Hamlin community or the company had existed around the Middle Ages, and by that I guess I think it would be around like 1800s or 1900s. I don't know. So if you're gonna start around maybe 2000 or 2012 or something, it's gonna take a little more longer than just. I feel like it's just gonna take a little more longer than just 3 games to finish it all, and I'm really curious as to how the game is going to start, because it seemed because we just went down. I had this little thought for some reason that the bunker was going to take us to this little imaginary place where we wouldn't see our POV in Amanda's world, but everything would be like a little more different since we're human and all, and we would just watch tapes there. But I guess we're gonna be seeing a sewer in there, I guess. And now we don't know, but honestly, since this is the last game, I think we are not gonna win, to be honest. That's just my theory, because Hamlin is very powerful, and maybe everyone is dead right now, even at the Hamlin community, but I keep saying community when I mean company. I mean, they're probably still alive out there somewhere. I do not know. Anyways, I totally cannot wait for the game, and I cannot wait to see its ending and have the unbearable pain to start getting those color tapes again, because those were the worst parts, to be honest. I really do hope they change the mechanics for that, because it was annoying having to go all the way back to the beginning just to get the canon ending. And I do hope that they add in checkpoints where you could just go to a specific time, because like sometimes it was just annoying. Like I didn't want to go all the way back. I mean, even Corey Kenshin decided to just check out the endings on YouTube instead. I mean, honestly, I would have done that, but 2 reasons. Number one, I didn't think of it, and two, obviously I couldn't talk because, well, I just couldn't. Okay, I just couldn't. The next one, similar to our little game situation, but it's regarding Sonic Showdown, and I don't know. This was probably not that public or known. I feel like okay, just don't jump to a conclusion really quick. I feel like the situation died a lot more fast than I thought it would. or maybe I just wasn't that active enough because I was obviously busy studying. This happened quite a while back, to be honest. It could have been like 4 or 5 weeks ago. I do not remember. But this, by the way, I'm sorry if I'm talking too loud. I'll make sure to lower the volume a bit because I just saw that the mic volume went up to the red bar. So my apologies. I'll try to lower it there. But anyways, there was this guy named Original EXC. He used to be my friend as well, and he was like one of the new testers or balancers for Sonic Showdown. And honestly, I applied there as well, and unfortunately, of course, I did not get it. But to be fair, I feel like if I did get Duster, I would be very irresponsible for it. But you know, you just want to have the opportunity to try and do it. But anyways, on to the topic. Basically, this guy, Original EXE, was a tester for Sonic Showdown, and basically what he did, uh, there was this other friend of mine who is 16, and she was dating someone else, and that same guy who was 19 got jealous of her dating someone else instead of him. I think you know where this is going right now. Now, there were some other details where she told me that he was being very clingy, uh, very addictive to the person, to a point where he started spamming DMs. So that was a really big problem as well. I mean, to be fair, I used to do that when I was very young, but doing that around 19, you just have a big problem there. I was young at that time. I was probably around 14, and I was messed up at that time. So obviously, but I didn't do something that stupid. Okay, so relax. So yeah, by the whole entire time, he started being a little too addictive. She started to feel very uncomfortable, and sooner or later, he just got exposed. How long had this been going on? I do not know. Uh, I honestly never saw anything bad in him, but I guess, well, I never saw anything bad in DA games either. Look where that got him. And now, lastly, the Superman Legacy trailer, which finally came out, and that is definitely the first movie I'm going to be watching in July, like in theaters. As an like skip Fantastic Four as of right now. I am gonna hopefully watch it, but I am gonna watch Superman Legacy first. Cause come on, it's like the beginning of a new DCU that's definitely going to continue. And from the looks of things, I did not expect the actor of Lex Luthor to be that good of a Lex Luthor, especially with the expressions he's been making. It just shows a lot, and I also feel so bad for those what do you call them? Kryptonian bots at the Fortress of Solitude. They seem so nice, and they just got destroyed that easily. Like, come on. And I'm still curious who is actually the main villain, because I don't think it's Lex Luthor. I feel like it's someone more bigger. Because I mean, you saw around I think the end of the trailer it was where there was this little where the well, it wasn't little at all, but there was this huge beam, and it seems like all of the other heroes were fighting it. I don't think that was Lex Luthor. I don't think he was able to pull something that big. I mean, if anyone could pull something that big, it would definitely be Dr. Eggman, but obviously he's not DC, so obviously it definitely wasn't Lex Luthor. I feel like someone else came in. Also, from what I remember, there is definitely going to be a new suit either by the end of this movie or during the final fight. They may have committed a Spider-Man No Way Home and a Sonic 3, where they changed some designs or altered some things. And even the first sneak peek we got, you can tell the texture for the Superman logo is a lot more different compared to the one we have in the movie. I don't think it was clickbaiting at all. I don't think it was bringing hype. I don't think it was hype baiting. I think it was just showing us what's gonna be next. And to be fair, if he gets a new suit, then that's gonna be a good thing. If he doesn't get a new suit, I personally do not mind. I think his suit is pretty good the way it is. And to be fair, his logo is like honestly the best one. And here's why. Like, look, I know the S is pretty iconic, but the thing is, the symbol that the Superman Legacy movie has, it's a lot more Kryptonian-like. Like, S seems more human-like, like as if it wasn't made by Kryptonians. But the new logo seems more alien-like. So it shows that Superman is actually an alien and not a human, which isn't a bad thing though, because then it just shows that Superman can correspond with humans. But anyways, I feel like I've ranted enough for way too long now, and I'm glad to finally be back And yeah, it seems like on Monday or no, not Monday, on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm definitely gonna have to start making new videos on some updates. So far, I think there's been the Golden Freddy update mastery for FNAF Battleground. I managed to grind it, by the way. I'll show you once it's out. It probably is out by now, but I'm not sure. And then there's Sonic Showdown, which also released a new update for Shadow Mecha, and then I think that's it. But unfortunately, the update broke Blaze as well. And then yes, Tower Defense X. I'm returning to that uh, because there was this new mode that really had me intrigued. It was a POV mode for actually a new tower. It's not for every tower. It's only for one tower, and it's a combat drone. Like that thing is honestly so fun to use sometimes because it's just boring in Tower Defense X to just stand around there, upgrade, and then watches everything unfolds. I mean, don't you get bored of that? I personally do get very bored of that. So I'm glad that they actually decided to add that in. It was a very good move. But yeah, anyways, I will see you all on Tuesday.